Hey everyone, Ray the Dashing Womble here. Hope everyone had a great Saturday. I think what day it was. Hopefully all the dashers, etc. Did really well. I'm laid back here, got my cushion from the hospital. The volunteer people that come around and give you cushions and whatever else that you need when you're there. And yeah, it's a nice little cushion, so finally got it out of the house and into the van, and it's great to lean back and just relax a bit. Alright, just to warn you, at the moment it is about 2:50 AM. I just finished editing one video that I did yesterday, and it's real good. I mean, take a look back on it. It's nothing to do with door dashing, to be fair, except that this place that I went off to locate, or we went off to see if we could find again, is actually in our delivery zone, and it's quite a neat old place. It's quite amazing the hidden gems that you find in and around your delivery zone. Let's just turn this down. It's my fault I turned it up earlier. I was trying to get somewhere. Anyhow, crikey. Yeah, these editing videos and trying to keep up with everything is fun. At times. I didn't sleep very well Friday night into Saturday morning at all. Didn't sleep properly at all. Finally maybe got about 2 or 3 hours before we got up and went to see family for a family lunch. We do this every once a month. My wife, her brother, his wife, their mother, and my mother-in-law, and my wife's sister, all get together for lunch and just to catch up, etc. But of course we've had it postponed a few times as of late, but and I missed the last one. Didn't I miss? Yeah, the last one I missed because I was in the hospital. Anyway, so yeah, yesterday went off and found this place, and I'll put a link to that video below. If you're in the Missouri area, Pleasant Hill, Lee Summit area, you might want to check this place out. It's a bit of a long window. I did a drive through the country as well. Sat over at a railway crossing for way too bloody long, but I was interested, very interested. Anyway, and then a bit of a drive through the country, and finally found this place where we've been looking for. And I need to make sure to put a link to that. I'll put a link to that video down below here. And if you're into miniature, or maybe not miniature, I don't know what you call a bloody thing actually. It's a scale model of trains, and you get to sit on them and ride them around. And I mean, they really look like they're trains. I mean, great, bloody brilliant flipping machinery, bloody brilliant. And they got this track that goes all the way around this this acreage, and it's got like little buildings, etc., like a little garage of some sort, and silos and such along the way. And I haven't actually been on this thing yet, but or walked the length of it, or even ridden the length of it with one of their golf carts yet. But I want to go out there and film it properly one day if I could, but it was way too hot yesterday. Way too hot for my little body, the rotund body rather, to be out there doing that lot. But I did get to meet the dog though. Anyway, so after that, got back up into Lee Summit finally, and started dashing about 3 p.m. Way too bloody early. Way too bloody early. It was a nice day out, albeit warm day out. Not as warm as it, or not as hot as it can be, or has been. But it was a bit of a reprieve from the heat, sort of, but, oh, good grief. Anyway, finally, got an offer, and it was from the Mint, and I didn't have to go too far away, I think, maybe 4 miles or so, and went off and delivered that one. Hardly anyone in the Mint, hardly anyone, and well, not that time of day anyway. Although actually, it would have been a little bit later actually when I actually did get started, because the map was grey and nothing was happening. I said, oh, sod it, we'll go around and see the animals instead. So I went over to the park and drove around there to go see if the bison were out. Just found the elk actually, and went back. Rode around the park and went back, and then got started with that. Then got that offer, and went off and delivered that one. That was a bit of a weird one, that though. I was feeling pretty. It wasn't me. I don't think it was me at all, actually. So pulls up in his house, up on his house. Their truck or whatever is over to the right. It's a double garage. It's over to the right. So pulls up next to it and gets out and walks up the stairs, which is like out my driver's door, and there they were, sort of up there. And you got a double garage door there, and there's 2 steps to bring you up onto the bottom of the other steps that go towards to the person's doorway, right, front door. So I go up the hill a bit as I get out the van. It's just a little bit of an incline. Then I stand on these two steps to get on there, and they're like immediately vipping, gone all wonky and gone the other way, and there's nothing to grip hold of. And then I get onto the steps to go up to the doorway, and then they've shifted towards the left. It was some sort of flipping topsy-turvy flipping crazy bloody Epcot ride or something. Oof, I was like, whoa. Anyway, the bloke came out and I gave him his food and that. Wished him well. And turned around and took it a bit easier coming back down those steps. But I got to the van and I was like, whoa, jeez. That was weird. My wife, that was really flipping odd, that. Didn't seem right at all. I've done my bloody nose now. I thought we're doing something. Anyway, yeah, maybe that dog. No, it can't be that dog. Dog was too busy licking me. Still flipping warm. It's 78 degrees at 3 o'clock in the bloody morning. Unbelievable. Anyway, so yeah, got back. What did I get after that? Pizza Hut. Oh, crikey, do I really want to go do a Pizza Hut after what I went through the other day? anyhow, I took it, and I think it was like paying about $8.50 or so. Again, it didn't have to go all that far, and waited a few minutes on that one, and I think there was 3 or 4 pizzas on that. Not very big ones, but anyway, popped those in the bag and went off and delivered those. You know, what gets me on this bloody pizza thing is every sodding time, take a picture of the pizza bag, take a picture of the pizza bag. If I go into my account, it says that I'm verified as delivering pizzas, verified that I've got a bag. Hell, I've got 6 of the darn things in the van. It's, I do get a bit peeved off that I have to take a picture every time. Because most of the time when it comes to taking a picture, the damn thing's in the back. And I'm here in the front. So I hand it over to my wife and then take the picture. And because normally there isn't a whole lot of room at the restaurant or at Pizza Up. Well, not at that one. And there's other people there. And I just get everything in the bag and then just trundle it out to the van, and then I can look at all the details of what I've got to do and etc. And actually that pizza one, it said hand to me, and then underneath that contactless. Oh, for crying out loud. Really? Oh, bloody dipsticks. Anyhow, I wrote to the bloke, I think it was, and texted him and said, I've got opposing VIPing instructions here. Would you like me to leave it at your door or hand it to you? Or would you like me to hand it to you or leave it at your door? I never did hear back from the bloke. Pulls up in his driveway, he's got one of those odd old flipping Ford Thunderbird cars. So it looks all right from a distance, but I don't think Ford could figure out how to use a tape measure at the time when they made that car, because there's a few things that were a little bit off on that. You can read up on that vehicle. Anyway, nice looking car though. Anyway, so I went off and gets up to the bloke's doorstep, and as soon as I get up to the doorstep, there's an Amazon package or some sort of package on the doorstep. There's a bench over to the left. I went, I ain't even bothering. Dush. I just put the stuff on, put his food on the bench, took a picture, turned around and just went to the van. Like, it's too hot, I don't want to flipping deal with idiots. Like, if you can't figure out what you want to do, then if you're trying to scam it, that you're trying to get a free pizza because we're not obliged to take a picture and put it in the system. Well, I always take a picture, so if you try to tell me that you didn't get your food, well, bollocks, I've got proof. Anyway, so yeah, I can't remember what I had after that. Can't remember. I had a couple of, 2 or 3. I had a couple of large orders, catering orders for sure. But anyway, yeah, it wasn't overly busy. I mean, there was a lot of it being absolutely ridiculous offers coming through. I had switched Grubhub on. Nothing was happening on that for a long time, and even though it said that it had hotspots in the area, and I did have Uber Eats on, but that was more concentrating on Walmart, and of course I didn't want to know about bloody Walmart. Never do really, especially for Uber Eats, because it doesn't give you a list of what it didn't tell you what you were picking up, and I don't know. I'm not too interested in doing it through them. Anyway, but yeah, I've got to put some air conditioning on. Getting a bit bloody hot in here. But that thing's going to start flipping breathing into life now. It's don't need it overly cold or anything, but I just want it a little bit cooler than what it is. I've got it on 64 at the minute. That'll do. But yeah, I did what the bloody hell, I did one from Firebirds, and holy crap, what did I do? Oh, I know what I did, a Costa Vida. Oh, Costa Vida, that was a fun one. Went over to Costa Vida, and it was a catering order, and I sort of grabbed it whilst we were driving back, and I couldn't look at it whilst I was doing the driving in it. So I went, I'll take it, because I could see roughly where it was going. I thought, yeah, that'll do, I'll take it. Because I don't like to go to apartment buildings or flats or whatever, because yeah, I had problems getting up and down a lot of those stairs, and at the moment, of course, flipping just coming out the hospital, I'm still a bit, not all the way there, still a bit shaky, and it being so hot and that. I mean, I'm sure flipping everybody's feeling the heat. I know it's not just me, but with coming out the hospital and just not completely recovered, I suppose, is there. So I really don't want to know about those so much at all. Excuse me. Anyway, so you had to stop at Quick Trip, and I looked at the order on that one. Went turn it off for the directions. I knew where Costa bloody Vida was, for God's sake. And looked at the directions on it, and it says it's 2 people. I went, well, no, hang on, what do you mean 2 people? And it says customer. That's all it said. It comes up with 2 customers. So I clicked on the individual customers, and it's actually going to both of them are going to the same address. Okay, no problem. But I looked at the orders on one, and there was like a whole list of stuff on the first order, and then the second order, tacos. So you've gone to a Mexican restaurant, you've ordered everything except for that you forgot the tacos. So then you've had to put in another order and pay the delivery on that one. Anyhow, so where did that one go? That went up towards so the one that went to Blue Springs? I think that was the one that went to Blue Springs. Anyway, got a picture of it. Got to got the Costa Vida. Got up to the pickup counter there, and I had an inkling that I should have been taken in the catering bag, but I thought, no, stuff it, I'll be alright. Dipstick. Anyway, so I get into Costa Vida, and I said to this bird and this young bloke, I said, here we go, DoorDash picking up for whatever the geezer's name was. And so this girl tells this young fellow, who must have just started, there's nothing wrong with that, we've all got to start somewhere and figure it out, right? And there's a whole flipping load of these foil containers, the round ones that they have at Costa Vida, and they got those silly little plastic tops to them, and they got a bunch of those in there. I guess some of them have got burrito bowls or some sort of bowl or something, and then there was nachos and some other stuff in it, and then there was all these different sauces as well, but they didn't have, they put them in the they were in smaller packages that was sealed. They clips on, they were pretty tight on the lid, and but they put them in those silver foil things, but they couldn't put the lids on the top of that because these things are way too big, but it held them together somewhat. So there's kids putting these things together. He can't figure out how to tie a knot, and there's another 3 of these things to go into other bags and that. So there's 4 bags in total that he's got to pack up. So I said, all right. I said, Dad, look. I said, but I want to make sure that these things are not going to topple over and spill in my bag or my thing. So I said, I'll make sure that those sauce things are tight. So we made sure those were tight on there, because I didn't want all that happening. I said, you pack those up, I'll tie the knot. This way I know it's done to how I want it done. So that's what I did. So he just put the stuff in there, and I just like tied it right up tight. Not that it squished everything, but it was enough that stuff would move around in there. So did that and carried these 4 bags out. Jeez. 2 were lighter than the other 2, but anyway, got those to the van. They just about fitted in the catering bag, because they were a bit of an odd size because they're round. Anyway, so got all that in there, got all that together, and went off and delivered it. And nice big house actually it went to. Really was a nice house. And I think that was like $22. And then I think it was on the way back from there is that one for Firebirds came in. I believe that was when that came in. And that was another catering order, and that was but to Blue Springs. Maybe that was, I don't remember where the bloody thing went. I think it went to Blue Springs, can't remember for sure. And then I had what did I have? Oh, bloody hell. A jack stack as well. At some point between all of that, I'll put them all in order here somewhere. Anyway, somewhere in between all that, I just put it all in order of what I'd done. And I did a jack stack barbecue. Pulls up over there. It wasn't a catering order. Paying I think about $11.50 or something like that. And I still don't remember where the bloody all that went. But that was a leave on the doorstep, I remember that. Oh, that went to that Indian bloke's house, didn't it? I've been to that house before, so not too far away. And but we got to Jack Stack, and we wasn't parked too far away from it. And it was, oh gosh, the place was absolutely flipping packed. And you couldn't park where you wanted, where you go to the pickup point to go line up in the curbside pickups or whatever they called it. All those are flipping full. And well, except for one that was partially full because some idiot flipping parked in one of the parking spots and parked over the other flipping parking spot too, so no one could flipping use the other one. Bloody idiots. Anyway, I only had a little car and all. Anyway, so by the time flipping I'd gone around, seen that, gone around the block inside of their car park, gone back down to towards where the first lot of the row of curbside pickup. There was some truck right in the middle of in the front of the building, dropping people off, blocking everyone. Anyhow, they moved on, and then by which time the idiot that couldn't park had moved off, so I went and parked in there and left and parked it in the bay. And but there was a whole load of these cars that were parked, and it didn't seem like they were moving quick enough. And they've got all these people in there. See, what they would do is they would, if you're not familiar with it, is their staff would come out to the car, to the various vehicles, and ask who they are for, or you can call the number and do that. And anyhow, there was someone out there, but it was only one out there. Anyway, I got out the van and went inside anyway. I've done that several times. It's not such a big of a problem, but the problem is like they've got all the staff inside the building. Yeah, I know it's hot, but it wasn't blazing hot. And there's a whole load of flipping people that have gone in there because their cars are out the front and no one's going to them, because there's only one bloody person out there who's been walking around trying to deliver the food or ask who people were there for. And the rest of them are just inside chatting, and for the most part. And there's just all these drivers that have got their cars out the front or in the various spots are all gathered in the building, whereas if they got these people to actually go outside and ask, then you could move the flipping traffic around and then more people would actually park, and you could move people along and you wouldn't have such a bloody crowded lobby area or whatever. Anyway, that's how it has been over the years going there. And they still haven't changed it on the instructions. If any of you have looked, it still says drive up to the white tent. What you would do is you could drive up, and they had this great big white tent outside the front of the building, and you will drive up to that, and they had all the shelves and that inside of there, and you'd tell them who you were there for, and they'd have it on the shelf and give it to you, and off you go. So just go on. Or if it wasn't there, if it wasn't quite ready, they'd ask you to go and park in one of the numbered parking areas, and they would either bring it out to you or someone else would bring it out. But it was crazy, just crazy then. But anyway, it slowed down a little bit. We had a few stops here and there, and then there was a bit of a lull period, so we ended up watching Dashing Grandpa on a live show, on his review show. Watched that for a little bit. And I had to be down in Belton area because I had a ProxyPics. I had an assignment to do with ProxyPics, and that's the one where you take pictures of buildings, whether it be residential or commercial buildings, and whether the buildings are damaged, or the car park's damaged, or lighting etc. is damaged, all of that stuff. And they give you're supposed to just take pictures of whatever they ask you to take pictures of, and then there's some questions as well to ask, but there was only 3 questions on that one, so that was easy. The only uneasy bloody thing about it was, I thought, well, it's alright, it's a car dealership, I'm fine. And it was a Jeep dealership too, which is, well, I haven't worked at that one, but I know where it was. So we got down there, and I wasn't so familiar with the way that we actually went there, but anyway. So we got there, and I questioned whether whether I was gonna be able to actually walk up to the building, because they wanted me, or everyone, what you're supposed to do is take a picture of the front of the building, so the front of the showroom, etc. One side of the building, and then the other side of the building, and take a picture of the rear of the building, take a picture of the brand names, so all the names of the brands, so it was like Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram. So you had to take all of those individually, because they wanted to make sure there was nothing wrong with them. no fading or chips or whatever else in them, and they're all lit up. And also they got the signage out the front too, so it's got Chrysler, Jeep and Ram all in this great big pylon sign. And you're supposed to take a picture of like it from afar on one side and the same the other, and then do a close-up shot on each side too. Anyway, but I couldn't, because, you know, with people flipping stealing cars and that, they've blocked it off so you can't get in and out of there. Fair enough. I know they do this. But that meant that little rotund me has to flip in, park the car and go, what's that? That's supposed to be, I guess we've got a storm coming in. Anyway, and then get my little fat ass over to the front of the flipping building and start taking all these pictures. Well, it was a fairly big car park. So, and we had been to, before I'd parked, there was a back gate that was open, but it was going to the body shop. I went, I don't want, the gate's open now. And I saw all these lights on in the back, and I thought, well, maybe they're just working or something. Someone just doing some private work or something. The last thing I want to do is to drive in there and then get trapped. Get locked in for the night. Anyway, so I thought, alright, I'll just park at the front and I'll go and take these pictures. Well, that took a while, and it took a lot out of me. It was still pretty hot when I was doing it. And, but I went off and went through there. But they had one, it says that you had to take a picture of the illuminated service sign. Do you think I could find that? The hell I could. Like, I know where it's supposed to be, roughly, but it ain't. Anyway, so I finally found my way back to the van. I said, stuff it, and as I walked back to the van, I seen that there's another flipping gate open adjacent to this other gate that we saw. So you could actually, from that part standpoint, I could actually drive in that one and get around and drive around the building. So that's what I did. I ended up flipping driving all around the bloody car park and around there, got pictures at the back of the place. I don't understand why it was all open, but anyway, thankfully it was. Wish I'd known in the first place. But anyway, I could not find this flipping sign for the life of me. I drove all around the flipping building everywhere trying to find this damn thing, and I don't think they had one. In the end, I just took a picture of the service department. Like, it's got yellow lines on the thing saying this way to the service, and it's got the Missouri State Inspection sign up there, and it's got the doorway to the VIP service department. Douche, that'll do. I had enough of this. And I just took loads of other pictures and such. So here's the thing. Right, gets that, looks at everything, goes through the checklist, done. I'm hot, I'm peeved off, I'm tired, I'm really tired, and I'm hungry. And it's not a great combination. And so I went, done, off it goes. Assignment submitted. That was a $20 flipping assignment. Bloody hell. I've got to look at those. That one was an absolute... If that service sign would have been flipping available, it wouldn't have been so bad. It wouldn't have been so bloody bad. If I'd known in the first place that I could actually get in there and drive all the way around and take the pictures of everything, I got out and took the pictures. But it was... But it was an absolute bloody nightmare. Anyhow, got that done. Bearing in mind it's like, I think about 10 o'clock at night now, something like that, 11 o'clock. roundabout there, because I'd spent quite a while around here, walking around it, hobbling around it, about keeling over around it, and anyway, so I take all those pictures, and they went, okay, submit it, done. That's it, right. So then it was like, how the hell do I get out of here again, this area? So I got out the garage and I went, oh, how the hell do I get out of this town? Alright, so I turned right and went straight across the flipping bridge where I really should have flipping turned left on. But then I saw in the distance another Jeep flipping dealer. It's the same dealership that I've just been taking pictures of. Now they've got a little space across the road. Must have been for used cars. So we could determine that was for. I looked around there. There was no service signs or anything there. They had the flipping signs on that building for the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, but it didn't have any service signs at all. You couldn't get into it too easy. It wasn't all lit up or anything. Like as regards lighting on the top, so I don't know if they just acquired it or what, or they'd acquired it enough to long enough to put the Chrysler signs up, brand signs. But anyhow, I sod it, that flipping assignments in there. So I wrote on there, typed in there, you know, drove all around the car park, walked all around that bloody building, looked inside the building, looked all inside the perimeter of the car park, and on the outside too. Could not find an illuminated bloody service sign for the life of me. So left it at that, stuffed it. So I've now we're waiting. I sent all that up. All you do is just, once you've done all the pictures, you just click it, send it up to them, and they can figure it out. Anyway, so it's awaiting review at the moment. So that's going to be interesting. So, but it was the address that they said to go to, so. But I won't take one that far away again. Even though it's in our delivery area, and I was hoping actually to get a DoorDash order out that way, which I tried, but I just ended up just driving out there anyway, and it was just too much at the time, just too much, because like I said, I was tired, very tired, because I hadn't slept properly. I was hungry and I was hot, and very bothered. But for the most part, those ProxyPics do go pretty well. But and I know that there's supposed to be a bunch more of those car dealership ones that we've got to take pictures of, and I know that there's several of those dealerships in town, so that are not too far away. So might get a few of those as well, but I'm definitely not going out of that one again. But other than that, I mean, it was okay. It was okay, but you know, you're on it. Being in the car trade for many years, and you get all these people that want to steal cars and such, even though they're on car dealerships. I mean, that last dealership that I worked at, I think we had like half a dozen, or I think it was like half a dozen cars stolen in one night. And I mean, I guess they were targeted, not sure, but I think they found a couple of them. And at that time, I believe that they'd broken into the building and got the keys for the vehicles. I'm really not sure of it all. But I actually had my day off that day, or the following day. I mean, I was there that night working, or that day that they were working. And then I'd had the next day off because it was my normal day off. Because you have a day off during the week when you're in there and in the car trade, or as a salesperson. and then that way you can work the weekend, like work a Saturday. And so the next day I go in and I was like, what the heck's going on? And it's like, that's when I found out, grief. Some people got some crazy people about, absolute crazy people, actually damaged all these vehicles too. Nice cars. Anyway, caused a lot of damage for definitely sure. So I was a bit dubious about going on to car dealerships property, because I know that last one that I worked at, they had this alarm system that when you got close to the building, it would flip and announce what the hell you're doing here. But of course, but you got authorization things anyway. I mean, it's got a letter of authorization which you click on, and it opens up on a web page. So if someone ever asks, you could always show them what you're doing. So I had no worries about that, but it's just the hassle that you have to go through to explain it all. Anyway, so I think that's it. I think that's it now. It's 3:30 now. I would have put all what I've done up here before. I'm not going to put pictures up of what I took of this building, because there was numerous ones and it won't mean a lot anyway. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Today, later today, I think it's the something to do with the Chiefs. They're playing their first game of some sort, practice game or something. I don't know what my wife said it was. Anyhow, they're having a game, and that's at midday. I was hoping to be out for that, but I'm not sure I'm going to be out for that. And it all depends on what the weather's going to be like as well. I don't know what it's going to be like. Bearing in mind, it just popped up and said there was a storm coming in at 5 AM or something. How long it lasts, I don't know, and how severe, I don't know. It was wet this morning when they came out, actually, or yesterday morning. I'd never heard of any storm, huh? Anyway, alright, anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully everyone has a great Sunday, and hopefully you've all had a brilliant weekend, and if you haven't already done so, like I said just previously, go to Dashing Grandpa's Random Reviews. Actually, it's actually the Dashing Grandpa's other channel, and he does reviews on these numerous things. I mean, it could be anything from a wireless car charger to earbuds to a rain suit, a solar lighting. Actually, yeah, I could do with a solar lighting. Just people just like his different businesses send him stuff, and he does reviews and puts it on YouTube, and he puts it all together and gets it all working and tells you what his comments are about the things, his thoughts and such. And they're not very long reviews, so I mean, you're not going to be there on a review watching it for an hour or something. They're really not that long. But it's well worth going to. So Grandpa's Random Reviews, I'll put a link down below for that. And of course, go to Dashing Grandpa too, because he was always fun to watch, I think. And anyway, yeah, so like I said, what else does he do? Oh, he had a tyre inflator yesterday he'd done. That was a good one. Said he'd done that raincoat one as well, the rain suit, excuse me. That looked real good. It actually looked pretty good quality, you know. Not that we need it so much now, but could be great for the winter. or maybe 5 o'clock this morning. It's quite funny really, because his wife hosed him down to see how good it was. But yeah, he does solar lights. He's got LED lights which he actually put up in his studio, and microphone stands, and dash cams. Dash cams is one that he's done several of those, and yeah, just lots of different things he's done. So go and have a look at that. It's actually quite brilliant. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll be back soon. Cheers, ta-da.